right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Gabe, no longer the night watchman, but the believer, baby. That's right, rocking the Chennai King Super. All we needed was Dhoni back. All we needed, matter of fact, it's right here in the back. You guys see that? Right there in the back. That's all we needed was Dhoni back, baby. Want to know as captain. I love this man. Just saying. So excited for Cricket Tuesday, Nick, and I guarantee you right now, we're about to watch a video on greatest comebacks. And is there a greater comeback than MS Dhoni gives up his captaincy, and then immediately after the ship is sinking, Nick? Want to know? I mean, come on, you can't write a better story. How you doing today, my friend?
10115. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I mean they look like a different team. SRH looked like SRH again. CSK looked like CSK. I don't know why Gaikwad hates Jadeja so much and why he's not willing to score runs for him.
Wow.
I know Conway was getting married or something like that, so I understand that. But geez Louise, I find it hard to believe that they're going to make it back in the playoffs. But since SRH and RCB are taking up that spot right now, and the other teams behind them aren't really playing too hard, I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is. But we are here for another episode of Cricket Tuesday. And today for Cricket Tuesday, we don't have any Patreon requests. We don't have any requests from anyone. This is one that I saw, and I was like, ooh, I don't care if it has 5,000 views total. We're going to go ahead and check out this video. It's the 5 best comebacks ever. Now, if we were a better YouTube channel, if we were smarter, if we were more prepared, we've done all the research and all these 5 games that they're going to talk about, so we can talk about each one. But that's not the kind of video. This is a reaction, as Cricket Tuesday always is, so we're going to react to it. I wonder if I'm going to know any of these. Probably not going to be the 5 best all time. I did notice in the chapters that there is an IPL one in there, so that's pretty cool. Quite appropriate. Gabe, comebacks are a fantastic thing, right? The Chargers football, the team I follow, they don't win championships, but they've won a few comeback players of the year, and that always gives me a little bit of pride, because when you have a player, a team, a game, whatever it is, when you have someone come back where everyone had agreed and decided they were done, there's nothing better in sports than that. Am I right?
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been on the side of 2 of the worst comebacks in history of sports.
Negative
Nelly. I had the Atlanta Falcons in a Super Bowl against the Patriots, because I hate the vaunted New England Patriots, and they were down 24.
At least you weren't a Falcons fan.
Oh, that day I was a Falcons fan. The sportsbook made sure I was a Falcons fan.
So that's what made him lose it. Okay.
Bro, yeah, I must have. Bro, it was like this. It's beautiful. I don't even need to look. Fourth quarter, 8 minutes left, 24-point lead. And somehow they lose a 24-point lead in 8 minutes. I wanted to cry. That's one of the worst comebacks. And then, of course, we don't even talk about the year. Just Red Sox, Yankees. That's one of the worst comebacks. Bro, it hurts my eye just thinking about it. Oh, gosh. That year didn't happen. That in my mind,
I was rooting for the Red Sox that year, and that was a beautiful thing. It was an absolute beautiful thing. Absolutely. Dave Roberts, 8th inning. What was it, like a 1-1 game or 2-1 game or some nonsense? 2-1 game. Mariano Rivera. I love it. Love it.
I couldn't believe it. Dave Roberts with his old, I think he was 52 at the time, steals a base. Bedlam endures after that. We were up 3-0, and then the rest.
And in the third game, you were like 19-0 or something like that. Yeah, it was. I hate when teams score a lot of runs in one game, because you're like, please save it for the next day, because they can't score more than a few. But we digress. We're off the path. We're gonna go ahead and check out this video. If you're excited for our reaction to this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. There we go. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so yet. And let's go ahead and check this out right now.
The greatest comebacks in cricket history. As fans of the sport, don't we all
Rajasthan
absolutely love it
Capital.
when the underdog comes out on top? Whether it be South Africa chasing a mammoth target of 434 or a dramatic triumph of Ireland over their arch rivals, comebacks in cricket have always been a major cause for celebration, and nothing beats overcoming adversity at the very end.
They are crying out there. Have seen the best one-day international ever played.
High voltage, big hitting, efficient bowling, and plenty of suspense in this video. We'll take a look at some of the greatest comebacks
the
in
legend
cricket
right
history.
there, Warren, baby.
Number 5. West Indies versus Australia, May 2003. Windies were cornered after losing the first 3 tests to a strong Aussie side. Australia had set them a target of 418 runs to chase, but things took a really sad turn when their legend Brian Lara departed after scoring just 60 runs.
Went to hit him for another 6. That's the big breakthrough for Australia.
The Windies, however, continued to resist the Aussie onslaught, and with just 46 runs left to be hunted, Omari Banks and Wasbert Drakes stepped up. Antigua erupted in joy, cherishing the unthinkable. West Indies had got the better of Australia.
Look at that Via Robalinda video. I love it.
I love this.
Deccan Chargers, IPL 2008. During the inaugural edition of the IPL, the tournament was yet to burst to the scene with its explosive scores. Back then, scores of 160 plus were the norm, and Rajasthan Royals still managed to make the biggest comeback in IPL history in the very first season.
Nice.
Deccan Chargers, led by Andrew Simons, had posted a target of 215.
Should be his 100. What a way to get there.
Oh!
Century.
They ended up putting it all out on the pitch. A strong Yusuf-Graham-Smith partnership took them a long way. Explosive cameos from Shane Warne and Mohammad Kaif took them past the finishing line with just 1 ball left.
Woo. Love it.
Number 3. Ireland versus England, ICC 2011 World Cup. Arch rivals Ireland and England gifted us with one of the most remarkable games in World Cup history. England had finished on 327 for 8, and no one in their right minds would bet on an Irish win at that stage. That belief was only reinforced when skipper William Porterfield walked back to the pavilion on the very first ball. But then, Kevin O'Brien happened.
Kevin O'Brien happened. I love it.
Needing just 3 in the final over, John Mooney made no mistake and secured one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history.
Woo! Get pumped up, baby.
Number 2, India versus Zimbabwe, 1983 World Cup. When India were
knew that was
under the
be up
pressure
there,
and
83, baby.
for the loss of 5 wickets, a certain Kapil Dev got to the crease. The Haryana Hurricane was unleashed, and he smashed a lethal bowling attack to all corners of the park. The likes of Duncan Fletcher and John Tricus had no answer for his onslaught, and Kapil powered his way through to 175, including a 126-run 9th wicket stand with Syed Kirmani. What many cricket fans lament is the fact that there are no known recordings of that mind-boggling innings by the Indian skipper that stands among the greatest ODI innings of all time. That win secured India's campaign, and the rest is history. Number 1. Australia versus South Africa, Johannesburg 2006. Usually regarded as the best ODI match of all time, this game had it all. A lot of history and animosity, indescribable batting firepower, and a plethora of records. In 50 overs, Australia smashed the South African bowling lineup to register 434 runs on the board, the highest score in an ODI match. That record would, however, just last a few hours. Losing Boyka Defina, South Africa clawed their way back into the game with an outstanding 187-run partnership between Hashim Amla and Graeme Smith. The heavy hitting continued as Mick Lewis ended up conceding 113 runs. He would not play another game for Australia again. Needing just 7 runs of the last over, Makaya Nitini helped complete the seemingly impossible.
Wow.
Interesting. They have their own app. Very interesting.
Sports key to cricket.
Do you know what I'm saying? Wow, Nick. I guess I'll let you. I already know which one is my favorite. What's your favorite?
Oh man, I mean, that was a great short. It's a 5-minute video. Okay, you can only get so much from a 5-minute video. I wouldn't mind watching mini documentaries longer than just a few minutes on each of those stories.
Right.
Wow. I mean, each one has its own interesting take. I would probably put IPL at the bottom just because it's an IPL match. It wasn't a World Cup match. It was wasn't a final match in the IPL at least. I mean, the Kapil Dev one is so remarkable because you had so many guys lose wickets, scoring like 6 or less runs. He comes in there, and again, him and the guy on the ninth wicket score 126 runs. But you're talking, I don't know, because that's also kind of David and Goliath in a way, but maybe not Zimbabwe, but when they played the West Indies. The West Indies one's interesting one, but they made it sound like Lara only scored like 16. No, he scored 6. That's pretty good. The rest of the team's going to pick you up. If I had to choose one, it would probably be the Australia-South Africa one, the number one. Just because what he said right there, he said they scored the highest in an ODI at that point, and that record only lasted a few hours, for crying out loud, because South Africa was able to top that score. And what do they need? Like only 7 or so runs or less than that in the final over. That's remarkable. I mean, that was some kind of a wicket where it's everyone scoring left and right, but still to set the record and not be able to defend that's quite remarkable. And that'd be one of those situations where I'd be like, oh, South Africa's done. They're finished.
Right. Well, I mean, I agree with you. I probably put the IPL one there towards the bottom. I mean, we've seen some great finishes in the IPL this year. We've seen some great finishes in a few years we've been watching cricket, right? In 3 years. I mean, dude, what team defended? I think it was 3 runs or 2 runs in an over and took it to a super over. And then it was maybe KKR. I can't remember who it was. And I mean, even this year, we saw Dhoni pull off historics, right? And one of the matches, and I forgot what he ended up scoring there at the end. I was one of the only matches that they won under the Jadeja captaincy this year. We've also seen guys get pumped in the last over just recently, 24 runs in it. Oh, we've seen disgusting stuff in the IPL. So that's kind of par for the course. But to your point, the international matches just have more at stake. And as a West Indian fan, as from the West Indies, I really want to say the Brian Lara one, but it's got to be the 83, bro. It's got to be the Kapil Dev, simply because at that point, right, I remember watching in the movie where they come in, we're down 5 wickets, and he's like, stop messing around. He's in the shower, bro. He's not ready to go. Nobody's like,
take a shower. Come on. Yeah.
What do you mean we're down 5 wickets? They thought they were, and they failed to mention the Curran was in that match as well. He's like, he's just a slugger. I like that. He's just a slugger. And bro, he was just, people were leaving and then turned back around and come. Now we don't know how true that is, but we've seen that in professional sports where fans start exiting, mass exodus out. Wait, we're coming back.
They're climbing the fence trying to come back in.
Turn back around. Let's go back in and watch it. So to me, I just think it was amazing, bro. Having seen it in the movie and knowing what the impact of that was, and I think to me that was most important. But man, comebacks are comebacks, and I was joking earlier on, because when you're on the other side of that, when you think you got a victory well in hand and then you lose, what do they say? They say you choke. Nobody says the other team just had an amazing comeback or whatever, a historic. No, they say, oh, you choked. Yankees will always be known that 0-4 as chokers, okay? Atlanta Falcons, chokers. They don't say, wow, the other team just had a remarkable, whatever it was, innings, spell, whatever. Sometimes it happens, bro. Sometimes it happens, but I think those are some great videos. Of course, we're fans of Robalinda too. If you don't already follow his channel, go ahead and do that. Final thoughts, Nick.
I'm just trying to think, and my mind goes right to baseball every time. I'm trying to think of big comebacks I've seen. Now, they're not on the world stage like these international matches, and you might be right with the 83 one, since that was in a World Cup tournament, for crying out loud. But I remember some years ago, it was the Indians, and it was a different team. And I think it was the other team that went like 12-1. You go 12-1 in baseball, that game's done. And the Indians come all the way back. Kenny Lofton, I can still remember seeing him. He scores that game-winning run in the 9th inning or whatever. That's pretty remarkable. I mean, you have some football ones as well, but any type of a comeback that you have is phenomenal, because you have people that just, nope, it's done. It's over. We all just, because we've seen it so many times. Traditionally, that's what's going to happen. You have that kind of lead, and no, they come back. And yeah, I mean, that 83 one is crazy that he was able to get, what did he get, 175, and everyone else before him got less than 10. I mean, less than 10, including Gaviscor, right? So, I mean, you have some crazy things there. Let us know what was missing on this list. In all the years of cricket, international leagues, all that kind of stuff, I'm sure there's something on here that you're not happy about. Let us know. Comment below. I feel like this video was very fair internationally, right? It covered basically all bases. So let us know what was missing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.